how does one person end up with 7 dogs? Well, for one, I love dogs. I've loved dogs all my life. And I actually have a job where I work with dogs all day long. So my first dog that I got was Doogie, a border terrier. Incredibly cute and sweet. But after a little bit of time, it kind of became apparent that Doogie probably needed a friend. And that's the beginning of this long trail into getting 7 dogs. So the dog number 2 was named Fargo. And Fargo was a Chihuahua that I got from the Dumb Friends League. That is a shelter here in Colorado that does a fantastic job with stray animals. So Fargo basically picked us out of a lineup, and we brought him home, and he settled in quite well, making himself very comfortable. He also liked to escape from time to time, and sometimes when he would escape the backyard, he would run into skunks. So he would need his little skunk off bath. Thankfully, he's grown out of that. At times, he's also quite helpful, as you can see here, helping me with my back. But overall, basically, it was a nice life with just Fargo and Doogie. And I thought, we probably didn't need any more dogs. And then came Topher. Topher is basically a buggle, or basically. He's a cross between a pug and a beagle. And he made himself at home. I picked him up from a client that needed to basically rehome him. So we brought him into our lives, and again, everything seemed perfect. We didn't need anybody else. And then I got Bailey. Bailey was someone that I adopted from the Dumb Friends League again because she had a trouble staying with one home. She had issues with being an escape artist and also just not kind of just melding with a family. But she came into our home and she fit in quite well. And it was about at that time that my friends thought this. Except for it was with dogs. But that's okay, because then came dog number 5. And that was Zuzu, Golden Retriever. She also came from a breeder, but she had a lot of issues. A pretty severe heart murmur that thankfully she grew out of. And as she grew older, she also has developed hip dysplasia. But she's our goofy girl. Her and Bailey like to go take rides to the park, and basically everything seemed great. And then came Jelly. Jelly was another dog from a client who needed a home because she could be quite scared of the world a lot of the time. And but she fit into the home really great. She's come out of her shell. She loves being with a pack of dogs. And we love her. She is quite the character. Well, and then came Coco. Coco was brought into our lives from a tragedy. A good friend's father passed away, and she needed a home. So she came into our life, and she is also quite the character. Despite the fact that she's 15, she tries to boss everybody around. Doesn't really work too well, but she thinks it does. So having 7 dogs in a house, how does that work? It actually works pretty good. Life is never boring. Somebody always needs to go outside. There's always a head to pat or a back to scratch. Having 7 dogs is also great for each other because they can play with each other. They're one big social pack, and they have a great time. I seriously doubt we're going to get 8 dogs, though, because it's just a lot of work. And we don't want to leave anybody else behind. We do love them. Each one of them came to us with a story. And we'll remember them all for the rest of our lives. But they're here with us for as long as they live and for as long as they want to be here. Life is pretty good. Everybody has their best friends. Doogie has Bailey. Topher has Fargo. I should say Doogie has Zuzu. That's Zuzu. I get them all messed up, just like your grandma gets all your cousins' names mixed up. But anyway, that's the group. I hope you enjoy this video.
What? What?
They're a blast.
What?